Life throws a lot at us, and when you have been in a long-term relationship, sometimes it can seem like the spark is starting to fade. Maybe you and your partner have been feeling distant lately, or feel like your conversations are only about essential household topics. Honestly, this is a common experience in many long-term relationships, and many couples experience this. But don't worry, with a little effort and intention, you can absolutely reignite the flame and fall back in love with your partner. So, here are 6 tips to help you reconnect with your partner and reignite the passion.
Tip number 1, remember why you fell in love. To do that, sit down together and talk about it. Dig out old photo albums, or you can just go through them on your phones too. When you revisit those shared adventures, vacations, or just small silly moments, it brings you joy and spark again to the present. It's always fun for us to look at the pictures from the wedding, honeymoons, or just when we were dating and when we went on dates. Another way to reconnect is to revisit the places that you hung out in your early days of dating. Did you have like a go-to restaurant or a park you used to walk through? Going back can make you think of those feelings of excitement. Or if you have kids, it could be a place you used to go before you had kids. Just a place where you two went alone when a lot of the focus in life was on each other. And this is my favorite part of this. Not only will this bring some memories back, but it could give you an insight of how far you've come and how much your relationship has grown. We often have conversations like, remember when we started in this tiny apartment and we used to talk about our future home? Or we had just started our new jobs back then and look how far we've come in a couple of years. These kind of conversations will help you to remember why you fell in love with the person, and it also helps you to appreciate and cherish what you have today with each other.
Tip 2, make time for each other. Now, I know it's tricky when life is happening, but carving out time for each other is very important even when it's difficult. Get creative with your dates. It doesn't have to be a fancy dinner every single time. Plan activities you both enjoy, whether it's trying a new restaurant, taking a cooking class together, or simply going for a walk together. Treat date nights like important appointments. If you know that this appointment is going to have a huge impact on your life, you will show up for it no matter what. So don't cancel or postpone it casually. When you show up, put away distractions. Silence your phones or put them down at least. Avoid checking emails or texts during your date nights. Focus on being fully present with your partner as much as possible. This shows your partner that their time and attention are valuable to you. Making time for each other isn't just about going out though. This could simply just be like, hey, when the kids are asleep, let's watch a movie together. Spending quality time doesn't always have to be about spending money. So get creative.
Tip number 3, work on healthy communication. So while we're talking about how to fall back in love again, I think it's important to address what makes us fall out of love. And let me tell you, a lot of times it's not just the feeling disappearing, but oftentimes it is you not feeling loved because of the lack of communication. You can imagine feeling unheard or misunderstood constantly will drive you away from each other, right? One positive thing about this though is that it is actually something you can fix if you put your mind and work into it. All you need to do is to learn how to communicate in a healthy way so you both feel heard, acknowledged, and cherished. So here's how you're going to do it. Express your feelings using I statements. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try saying, "I feel hurt when I don't feel heard." This way, it is less accusatory and it opens the door for more open and productive communication. It makes you open up and be vulnerable, which might be scary, but remember, love thrives on vulnerability. It actually makes you more approachable and possibly makes your partner want to help you and work through things with you. Here is one more thing you cannot forget when we talk about healthy communication. It should always be 2 ways. So ask questions to your partner. Make them open-ended so you can better understand their perspective and thoughts and feelings. What I mean by that is instead of giving yes or no questions, try something like, what was on your mind when the conversation got heated and emotional? Or you can try, can you tell me more about how that made you feel? And when they are giving you their answers, listen and validate. So the first thing was express your emotions with I statements and ask open-ended questions. And the third important thing for healthy communication is listen and validate. And it's okay if you don't agree with their answers. You can still validate someone else's emotions while you are having completely different experience. Everyone receives and reacts in their own unique way, so both you and your partner's experience and feelings can be valid at the same time. So important thing is to acknowledge their feelings, and you can do that by just a simple, that sounds frustrating, or I can see why you would feel that way. So with these points, work on healthy communication to bring that spark back.
Number 4, express appreciation. The little things matter. Don't underestimate the power of a simple thank you or a compliment. Let your spouse know that you appreciate them. One exercise that you can do is to make a simple gratitude list. All you gotta do is take some time to write down all the things that you appreciate about your partner or that they do for you. Write down everything, big or small. Maybe it's taking care of a chore. Honestly, it might not be that special, or they might just usually do it anyways. But you can still take a moment to acknowledge their efforts. This especially helps when you have been together for a long time, and a lot of what you talk about is what is happening next or what needs to be done. If you're too caught up in the moment, pause and say thanks, or leave a little note for them to find later. Do a quick heartfelt message. You'll be surprised, but doing a handwritten note expressing your appreciation can go a long way. We used to put it on each other's computers, lunchbox, or even just on the fridge, just so things don't go unnoticed when we're busy. If you want to go far beyond on reigniting love, be specific with your compliments. Instead of just saying, you look nice, maybe say, you look really nice in that shirt, it brings out your eyes. Or instead of saying, thanks for doing the dishes, you could add, thanks for doing the dishes. It really means a lot when I come home and everything is done so I don't have anything else to worry about. Expressing appreciation doesn't cost anything, and we all can do it. It's all about the little things, so try to do it one day a week and see how your communication and your relationship changes.
Tip number 5, set up opportunities to have fun together. Laughter is a great connector, and we all can agree to that, right? If you guys like to play board games or cards, you can plan a game night. You could even just watch funny movie together while sharing snacks or charcuterie board. Our go-to movie to laugh together is Horrible Bosses, but we want to have more options, so let us know down in comments what your favorite movie is to watch together. Also, taking a class or learning something new is a fun way to bond, like pottery, painting, dancing, or even something like axe throwing. Getting outside your comfort zone with your partner makes you bond and feel more connected. Whatever you try, be open and playful. A little change of setting can do wonders.
Number 6, consider a couples therapist. Therapy isn't just for broken relationships. It is for any couple who wants to have a better connection and a healthier relationship. Sometimes even the strongest relationships need a little guidance. What is nice about working with a couples therapist or a couples coach is that they can provide a safe space for you both to communicate openly. In a relationship, things can get emotional, and sometimes that can twist how we speak to each other. A lot of times that ends up complicating the situation a lot more than it needs to be. So having a neutral third person to help you guide the communication is a complete game changer. They will be able to point out some underlying issues that you might not even know existed. But when you really put your thoughts and work into these with guidance from a professional, you start to create a space for deeper connection in your relationship. When you look for a therapist or a coach, look for someone who specializes with couples. They will have the training and experience to help you navigate these issues together. Remember, most of all, a fulfilling relationship takes effort from both sides.
With 6 tips we talked about today, you'll be able to fall back in love again and will be able to stay in love with your partner. Let us know in comments if you have any other tips for other couples who are in long-term relationship. For more tips from us, Remember to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.